Good time zone, it's me, DjDoubleT, here and existing with myself. A day later than usual because yesterday I was supposed to do our little self-care stream, do an exist, do some work, but things happen where it moves to another day and we make up for the next day. Today I plan to try to get a bunch of work done in 2 hours and 30 minutes, so I might actually set like a small alarm for my own reference and honestly get that therapy journal done, get some of that D&D reading. But I think therapy journal first, then we're actually gonna redyed my hair because I kind of wanna, it's fading, gotta do something with it, right? And then yeah, Dungeon Master Guide. Now once that time is up, whatever I get done in that like small time frame, hopefully we're gonna play some Minecraft because I think I'd be fine with that. We got our usual lo-fi. Well, it's a little bit different, but I found a playlist that has lo-fi for that's not copyrighted, so something new to listen to, and hopefully I will not fall asleep to because I've learned that lo-fi after a certain amount of time will make me sleepy, and I'll go. And yeah. But without further ado, let me go tackle some tasks. Hope all is well with you guys, whatever is going on in the world at the moment. I'll be here to talk and exist. Set that timer. Oh, yeah, sorry. And answering messages. No, I kind of forgot that today was Mental Health Awareness Today. Well, not day. It's it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I kind of forgot about that. Something that I've just been trying to be better about throughout the year, even if it's been like its own struggle and its own like annoying challenge. But I've been thinking about things lately, and I think like towards the very end of the month, before the month's over, I want to try to do like some charity streaming again, just cause whatever happens, whatever it's made, I'm just gonna submit it. I'll have a small goal. Like honestly, I think $10 would be a good goal, just for somebody else, something to help somebody else as a resource rather than like not. Just because like I know how tough it is to like try to get some mental help, but also how tough it is just to even start therapy. Like therapy, if you grew up like I did, it's how do I describe it? Not pizza. That's not the word. But it was tough. Like therapy is scary when you grow up where like I think nowadays it's less stigmatized, but back then for me like going to therapy was something like very scary and like things were wrong. But if you don't face it when things are wrong, you can't solve them or find ways to deal with them properly. And I find that just funny. Like there was that whole contradiction. Anyways. Hmm. Right. Well, words. color of mermaid blue that I have. Last bit of like Joico that I have. I have so many. I don't want to go full blue. Oh, you're a tint as well. I got so many tints. Okay. Alright, go that color all over here. See how that goes. Because I know it's like more like a brown at this point. Because I already threw in brown over there. I didn't think this would take me this long to deliberate about like colors. Just like here, like colors. Alright, we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. Sometimes in life, you just gotta try. And I say that as somebody who's been struggling to try for a lot of things lately. I'm gonna take my headphones off a little bit, just so that I know what I'm doing. Okay, so this side, it's to the right. I didn't realize how much of this I've used. This is gonna be a struggle. Today is going to be a struggle. Wait, why am I just not going in closer in? Alright, so I know this is definitely not going to turn out the color that I want it to turn out. Because I know it's brown, but, you know, we're going to roll with whatever we're going to roll with. That's just life to do. It's been a while since I've done like a sloppy job when it comes to like... Also, there's a reason why I don't ever do gradients from like horizontal. I always do vertical gradients because it's so much easier just to like swash everything to one side and be like, I'm done, it works, good, moving on. Also this way. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? This is so not professional. This is not ethical. Today is just a challenge day for me. I'm gonna roll with it. Okay. That's enough of that color. I don't think personally I'll ever try to choose to do red again. Just because, well, like, I think red is color that's okay for me. Like, I definitely prefer my cooler colors, but it doesn't mean like I won't try other things. I've done brown. Brown's actually not that bad on myself for like some point in time. I think I'm also starting off with like other colors that are just... Yeah, I'm not gonna use the camera. I'm gonna use my phone for this. I feel like it's gonna be a bit more accurate so I can actually like stare at my phone camera and be like, yeah, you work. Cool. Oh, that's much better actually. Much better. Oh.
Why must I be tortured again by all this?
Oh yeah, much better than me using my webcam camera for stream, because then I can actually see what I'm doing. I am curious how it's gonna affect the brown, because I feel like the brown faded as much as that brown could fade. I also gotta be careful, like I'm not doing too much of a line somewhere. Alright, so the next color is gonna be blue raspberry. Well, not even a color, it's a tint. Next tint's blue raspberry, which doesn't look like blue raspberry when you think about it. Like when I hear about blue raspberry, right, I think about this very synthetic electric blue in a sense. But the blue that they have here for blue raspberry is more of like a darker cotton candy version of it. Which isn't wrong per se. Alright, so then blue raspberry, then to kiwi, to mint matcha, to jello. Jello's gonna be at the very end because I don't want too much jello, because I know it's a full coverage color, so that means it's going to be a like heavier, darker kind of color. And you might be asking, why aren't you dyeing the blue parts blue? Because
I have everything here.
no. I think the reason why I'm not doing like the blue parts blue is because I think that during a certain month in time, that would be a lot easier for me to do that instead. Because I do think that I enjoy during Pride Month to wear like the bi flag. But that's just my thoughts on it. I could do something else. Colors are adding up on each other, and I'm trying to make sure they're all like actually in my hair rather than not in my hair. I think that's a good section. It's painted, it's done. We move on. Okay, yeah, it's just 3. Yes. What's next? Next thing is this color. But I am afraid about that blue leaving a huge giant dark streak. You know what? We're gonna do like the darker blue real quick, and then. Oop. Sorry, that was loud. I feel like I'm putting toothpaste on this right now. Just a smidge. I know it's gonna take a lot. And I also don't want this all gone just yet. I think that's also a reason why I have so many dyes is that I use them so incrementally. Okay, if it mixes with this, it'll make it a little darker, so that's fine. Won't make like a big impression. We're trying things. It's a thing. It might work, it might not. I just realized the shape is actually oval rather than a circle. Interesting choices. It really does feel like I'm putting toothpaste in. I'm like, here's some toothpaste. Maybe I want to actually change all these hairs into this right now. So if I don't do that, then it's not going to turn out the way that I want. So I think, because like, okay, so in the middle used to be like lavender, a purple, a very lighter color, and then it goes into blue, right? And I think that I want the all blue section just to be like a whatchamacallit. I want it to be like a lighter color because I know it'll fade away. And then I can like change it to a different color easily. Each and every time I don't want it to be flimsy. Okay, I think that's enough to where it's a territory of whatever is in my hair currently. What's next? Kiwi. Okay, okay. All these names, and I'm like thinking it's supposed to be the color of what they're giving you. It's not. Like kiwi. Okay, this looks more like kiwi in the jar. The kiwi they show like on the box is like for like really platinum, really light hair, which is cool and all, but it's not the color. Touch up on the other end. I don't mind if like colors mix because I think that'd be kind of a fun thing to do at one point and just see like where does this color mix to? What does it end up being? I also keep procrastinating on like a channel trailer. One day we'll have a channel trailer and you'll just be like, oh, cool, it's he. Because I keep telling myself, you're gonna do it, we're gonna do it, we're gonna have it. And I just haven't. I wish one habit that I could be better about is procrastinating. I'm not gonna, if I say like, maybe next year that'll be like another resolution, is like procrastinate a little bit less. And to be fair, yeah, I should. Alright, here's to hoping that Kiwi like does its job. A lot of it's like not there at the moment. It's actually on the other side. Oops. There was a point where some people were like telling me that I should do hair for them, and I'm like, no. I do my own hair because I know that I can F it up. I can mess it up. If I do your hair, I don't want to mess it up, you know? I want you to look good. I don't want you to look like me. A hot mess half the time.
Let me show you something.
Okay, mint matcha giving me not mint matcha. It's giving me anything but that at the moment. I remember like people talking about like dyeing their hair green, like why they would never do it because green always fades into like this weird acid color, right? But there are ways to prevent colors from fading off into like a village of no, big old no. And that is like add the complementing color to it, or add certain colors that will stop it from being whatever it becomes at the very end. Like I've learned from a friend that if you just like add a bit of red, I think, into green, I think it's fine. If you add a bit of purple into blue, the blue doesn't fade so ugly. Like there are tricks. Like honestly, if you want to do stuff, always do your research. Because if you do your research on things, they won't end up wrong. Most of the time. Because sometimes there's things beyond your control, or you're super unlucky, and then you're flubbed. You end up in, oop, nope, there it is, you know? There. I honestly don't know how this is gonna turn out. Doesn't. Okay, so on stream camera, it looks eh. On my camera, it looks ooh. The thing about lighting in different cameras, I do hope that one day I can get like a better webcam camera for my stuff for stream, because one that I have currently it's doing its job. Because you know we're not here for anything crazy, but it could be better. Alright, now it's actually just putting in Jello. Jello is the darkest one out of the tones, and I think the reason why I didn't want it like fully for all of my hair is because I've had this in my hair before, like just my whole swish that I usually do as like the fully green. Cause look at it, it's super dark, but I really do like the hue of it and all. And that's how we had it last, because it's the darkest and most prominent, and I don't want it to overtake all the hard work that we did with lighter colors. Perfect. And by the end of this stream, I'm gonna shower. To wash it all off, and also just to shower. Well, not the end of the stream, but the end of this section. Because I want to play some Minecraft. And I'm also gonna play Hard to Make a Romantic Cartoon later, which would probably take like 15 minutes because this episodes and chapters have gotten way shorter. We're gonna do it part way because like I don't want this. I want to hear the music, but I also don't want it too loud. I know there's good music playing. I also forgot that I had this Arctic Fox Arch Mist Looter, which basically makes darker colors into lighter colors or pastel. I wish I could do more pastels more often with my hair, but I can't because my hair's dark. That's it. Like if I didn't have so much dark hair, I'd be able to do things a bit better. Or not better, but I could do them easier. Because black hair, you have to bleach it and bleach it and bleach it. Will I get caught in my headphones when I put it on? Probably will. Yeah. And I don't want to caught in my headphones. Alright. I'm gonna put these away and be right back. You guys can see me. What does it work? Effort, time, space, continuum. walking here like I need to grab something else. I'm like, there's only one thing you need to grab, and it's just these brushes to put away. It's all done. Do-ba-da-do. Do-ba-da-do. And what is next for me? Reading. That's right. Oh, and everybody's wondering what I'm reading right now. I'm currently going through the D&D Dungeon Master Guide. Because... yeah. Just because I've been meaning to, like, become a better DM, or honestly just practice. Where's a good point to stop today? Ethereal Plane? No. I want, like, Gatsafay. Can we stop at, like, the... Where is a good spot past that? You know what? I'm just gonna read, and we're gonna stop at whatever point is, like, a good point to stop at. Ah! Hi, Kavu. Also, thanks, Kavu, for subscribing with Pride. Can't believe it's been 6 months already. Uh, but I'm reading the Dungeon Master Guide currently. Because I need to read this in order to actually reboot my campaign that I wanted to kick off a while ago. I know, right? Yeah, I knew you did that. I don't know why the notification went off now. Maybe it's because I finally set it up again. I don't know what's going on with it. I tried. I legitimately tried. And I also need to figure out what kind of audio I want for like new followers or subs and stuff. That too. Well, you know, whatever funds you end up giving me, Kavu, they'll be used for more games or stuff to improve the channel ever so slowly. Cause what's the word? I'm working with a friend who's also like someone who creates graphic design stuff, and they're currently working on something, and then it's like I know how much it's gonna cost, and I'm like, I know I can afford it, kind of, but time to get an actual part-time time to get an actual job again. It's not chaos this time, although it's another friend that I met in college, so. And plus, Chaos has been very busy, and there are certain things that I like Chaos for when it comes to art style. But for this specific thing, I think I've never milked Chaos for free labor. The only person that like does free labor is actually Nampy, which is I appreciate for, which is like every so often. Chaos does like, and whenever Chaos does stuff, I always pay her for it anyways. Does she do it as a discounted price? Kind of, yes. And the day that I can actually like afford to like pay more, then I'll pay more than I can. Like it's a balance of what we do basically, because it allows Chaos to like create other things that she wouldn't normally make. Where are you, Kavu? What have you been up to? Now, if they're pretty pills, what color are they? Are they a rainbow color? But I hear that a lot of medications do like whoop people a lot. Oh, fair. You know, it's tan color because you know it's fake. I don't know, cause like interesting and also interesting. Also interesting, I guess. So does that mean you'll defeat vampires? You'll be like, haha, bite me vampires, and the vampires will poison. It's like, it's garlic blood. They can't handle the garlic blood. For some reason, I almost got mixed up between an onion vampire, onions against vampires, and garlic vampires. Well, Kavu, I kind of thought you would burn in the sun no matter what, though. Huh. I would say same, but that's not true. Like, I can get sunburned. I just can't really see it as well. Only times I'll ever feel it is like if the water hits wrong. There's too many types of white boy, but we categorize them as white boy, just like how we do Asian people. Except now we have like Asians, well, you have East Asians, then we have Southeast Asians, which is kind of interesting in its own right. Have you ever thought about doing the thing that Asian people do, like certain Asian people do, where they grab like a black umbrella and just hold it over them, just like block out the sun? Huh. You say that, Kavu, as your partner does that, but I feel like, is it because it's a goth thing? Or is it a Harajuku thing? Because it's goth and then there's like a kawaii thing. Which I wouldn't mind having like a kawaii umbrella at some point. But I think if I were to have an umbrella, I would kind of, well, I already have an umbrella, or to be said, it's currently like an anime sword, but that's besides the point. I feel like if I were to get like a cute umbrella, I would want it with rubber duckies. Don't ask me why. Or let me like have like a two-tone umbrella where the top is one color and the inside this whole different thing. Cause like I think of like having like the top being space themed and the inside rubber duckies would be kind of adorable in its own right. What does candy corn look like? I've actually never heard the word candy corn. Then again, I should have at least at some point. If there's cottage core, and then you got like other cores. It's probably candy core. And then also, part of me thinks candy core is like, you know, like the center of a Tootsie Pop. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm trying to picture an alternate dimension Kabu, and I just can't. Maybe because like, never mind. I pictured it. I'm canceling it. It does not exist. It does not exist. It can't harm me. It can't haunt me. I'm fine. No, it's not that. I imagined you in like a yellow t-shirt for some reason, and it was weird. Don't ask. Now imagine you with a pink bow, but I'm giving it like the CSIs. Oh, oh no. No, no, now imagine you with the pink bow and in the yellow shirt. I need to not think about it. It needs to go. I just came here to like vibe and do D&D stuff and not think about Kahoot in a yellow t-shirt with a pink bow. Oh dear. What has this day become? Okay, so play style. Twitch, are you being funky? Oh gosh. Thanks, Streamlabs for disconnecting me from chat and reconnecting me to chat. Is everything okay? Hopefully, Kyle, you didn't type anything after the weird pink bow, because... Oh dear. Whew. You know, Kyle, I just realized every time you, like, resubscribe, you're, like, slowly helping me grow, like, the fact that I can have more emotes for different sub-tiers. Because the more people that do sub means the more emotes can be allowed in, like, the sub 1 tier for some reason. I don't know why that's a thing, but there's that. That makes me have to, like, work and think about, what am I gonna create? What's gonna be next? Ooh, also, when my friend is done with, like, the art that I'm paying her for, right? It's gonna be my YouTube banner, just because it's gonna be my YouTube banner. But I'm also gonna have it as my offline banner, which I'm really happy about. I might also, which reminds me, I need to actually message her, be like, hey, can you make two versions? Once this is complete, can we have one version where it's like this, and the other one says offline instead? I haven't, if I'm being honest, I have not been really doing it as hard as I should be. Because I know that, I think Silver asked me about it yesterday. I know. I think just like after another rejection, I just needed like a huge moment. That huge moment got a lot bigger, and also because how did I say it? I think that's something for off stream, or where to say the other part. But I've been a little overwhelmed with my like own stressors lately, and it's kind of like stopped me from like doing certain things, specifically just like this whole job hunt stuff. Like I'll look at it, but I haven't like done it. Yeah, I know. It's just been a little tough because I haven't been able to get my sleep under wraps, and also the events of, at this point, I think 2 weeks ago, but I can't talk about it yet until it's solved in like another month. So there's that. I actually, okay, so I ended up passing out, and then my sleep is back to normal again. But like I woke up at a decent time, I think around 6 a.m. and then slowly got myself into like doing the things I need to do today, but they're not going as fast as I should be. Tomorrow will be like the whole day that I'll actually like sit down and spend a few hours, shove those applications in, call a family member, because I'm kind of like slowly building myself up to like talking to them again. Even though I really don't want to. I have to for certain reasons. I just hope that my mental doesn't crash again. Because I realized that whenever I talk to family, it's never been the best for me. Whether it is like recessing into like who I was a while ago. Like there are times where like I'm a lot better and I can brace and deal with it. But currently I'm in more of like my vulnerable state, and I'm really just dreading it. Because I really do suck at one thing, which is like letting other people define what I do, and then it gets in my head.
Well, Miss Morgan will take care of everything. She'll give you the formula and so forth, and then you can go downtown and buy whatever's necessary.
Or maybe once I'm done with everything today, I'll just do it. I'll just sit there and I'll do it. But I gotta make sure that I don't pass like a certain point, because I'm learning that if I stay up till like 3 a.m., right, I'm not sleeping until really, really early in the morning, like 9 a.m. or something. And so I need to find a good balance of, hey, stop. Because I don't want to be like doom doing things. And God, we don't have to be sorry about whatever like thing I go through. I think there are times where like I let it grow to a certain point where it becomes such a large thing, and then I'm just like, oh, here's this dumpster fire that I have to like figure out and put it out. No, I can't knock myself out, because if I did that, then you'll never see me again at some point. I've tried melatonin before. I don't like it. Like, it gives you like a rest that isn't nice rest for me, at least. Because whenever I take melatonin, it's like, I feel even more tired than I should be. I drink tea, but I don't like drink tea. Like I'll drink it once in like every few weeks or a blue moon or something. I read that word wrong, and I read to fit the player's role-playing nerds. Oh, that's neat. What's a good sleepy tea? I just realized and had a relapse that I have a giant box of green tea, just like basic brand green tea from like Costco. It's been sitting there, just in my cabinet.
From a husband who planned a trip on which he intended to destroy his wife and did kill her lover.
Habu's on an adventure to search for tea. Well, luckily, I don't have to worry about it. That's an interesting tea name. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know. Or I could try to just shove a ton of food in me and then hope the food coma makes me pass out. Which isn't a good thing because eating late at night has caused me indigestion lately. Or just in general, because like I've been trying to like be less about that. I don't know how I feel about the word sleep plus is. Like, what is sleep plus? I think if I were to do this, like, I need to actually, like, sit down and read this, like, how many pages do I actually have to read? I read about 10 pages each time because I say, man, 10 pages each time is good. But, I'm just gonna say it's about... Because there's a bunch of pages with, like, a bunch of extra stuff. So maybe... I want to try to read 20 of these pages per week. If I do 20 pages per week, then there's about... Ooh. I felt like 14 weeks. Is it 14 weeks too long? It'd be faster than doing 28 weeks. 20 weeks would be like literally 4 months from now. I want to try to get this like started once summer starts to end. Like ever so slowly, like summer starts to end. And then we get this. Like, I want this to be kicking in. How good could it be, Karu? I like how Discord sent me a notification. There's also a notification on my phone. Like, make up your mind. Sometimes just don't pick both. Pick one. See, I don't that phone. I don't really have insomnia per se. I think it's just I need to not get into the point of where it gets into like stress and anxiety. Like, because sometimes, like, see, whenever it gets late at night, my ideas for things and productivity kick in like really strongly. And then I'm like, no, you need to sleep, not sit there and think and like come up with all these ideas that you want to do and like not channel it somewhere. Yeah, it might be a thing of like setting a really hard cutoff at certain points.
and made into cigarettes. There is so much we can learn in the universe.
Okay, so there are a few things like continuing all episodic campaigns. Oh yeah, Kavu, did you see any of the like special like oh was it weather phenomena that's been happening up in like North America? At least it happened like a few days ago. Like the whole we got to see up our like personal aurora borealis. Yeah. Neither did I, okay? But I was just asking if you seen it. I didn't feel like stepping outside to look at it, okay? I was like, oh, it's happening. Cool. And also, like, I have to get like an outfit for it, and there was just like some other things intertwined with it. I mean, it'd be cheaper for me if I were to like get a specific flight ticket for it, but like for me, I wouldn't mind spending like, a bunch of hours and then getting like layaways and just to see other places. Yeah, I will. I'll make sure to let them know that. Like, as much as I want to. Yeah, layovers. I wouldn't mind. I just get lost in the city. And hopefully I get kidnapped. But, you know, there's that. I think right now, I'm like, there's a lot of things that I'm talking about. And they're making me think about it again. Where, like, I kind of just, like, compartmentalized it and left it there for a bit. And now that I'm thinking about it again, I'm like, oh, here you are. And I mean, like, it's not like it's a whole big issue to think about it. No, it's not like... It's a box that I've mostly, like, left out. But, you know, one of those things where, like, it reoccurs and at some point I really just need to burn the box. But I'll let you know if I try the sleepy teas. I probably won't need them since everything should be back to normal most likely, but it's not. If not, it's okay. Okay, let me put my hair down instead of letting it be wild.
May we take him into the bedroom? That's why I called you so late last night.
Reading this reminds me of the time where like I sat down and read a whole giant Disney book because it was filled with like tons of stories. I need to do it because I think it was for some reading assignment for summer or something about school, and I just like I hated reading as a kid. Like there's so much to do, there's so much other stuff to do than read. But now that like I've gotten older, like I can read to a certain degree, but I won't spend up my time in life to like really like read. Like an occasional book is good, but definitely not like when people have like this whole like agenda, like this whole reading list. Like I commend them for that. That could not be me, in whatever capacity. Like I have to find a really good book that I'm interested in, or something that I really want to read. Hi, Nari. How's it going? Oh, nice. You know, I told myself I wasn't gonna pull for Robin, but I want to get the 5-star light cone for Weld, and so I'm like 90 something away from it. So I just like, so then I accidentally used like some of my pulls for fun. They were just all like 4-star stuff, so nothing to worry about. But every time I hit like a certain level of like star jades or jades, doesn't, whatever is the word for, because I always forget. I end up like just pulling just cuz. And I really shouldn't. Oh, I see. Well, I've only pulled on the Robin banner, I think just like 30 times in total. Like 30 pulls, I guess, but I'm not gonna use it, really. I might do a few pulls when Blue Light comes out, but I might just save it for Scroolum, if anything. We'll see. There's months in between, you know? I have good self-control, unless like I'm in the mood of like where I'll just be pulling for no apparent reason. Oh wow, I can't believe how much time it's already passed. I also didn't mean to pause. What's the other gotcha game? When you say summer unit, I just got flashbacks to like Fire Emblem Heroes. I'm like, huh, shirtless. Oh yes. The depravity. Oh yeah, I know what Fate Grand Order is. You know, Fate slash Stay the Night, all that stuff. You know, I tried to play it. But for some reason, like, it kept on getting mad at my phone or something, and it wouldn't let me join it, so like, no. And that's why I never played it. I was upset. Oh yeah, because it made me go through like this whole weird login stuff, and it wouldn't like actually let me open the game. So it just never was something for me, I guess. Because it disrespected me so hard. Cry. Hmm. That was years ago, and now I no longer have like an inkling to play it, you know? And Anari, I play so many games as it is. You know that I'm like backlogged in games at this point. Kind of crazy.
I've got an idea. It's 100 to 1 shot.
No, Anari, no. I mean, I did like the anime series, but I think I'm good. I should know better. Especially we're gonna add Weathering Wave soon. And like whatever other game comes out. Like I still gotta play through Monster Prom. Sorry, well Monster Camp at this point. Then Monster Road Trip. And then whenever the 4th rendition comes out. Also need to find friends who actually like playing multiplayer dating sims / board games. Because I would love that so much. No, we're not doing this. That's how I felt about playing League of Legends today. That's also what stopped me from like doing work. I was like, you know what, I'll play one game, do some Honkai things real quick, and then I'll start streaming at like 10. What it ended up being, it ended up being more around 3 p.m. by the time I was ready to do stuff. I need to like set really strong boundaries when it comes to like doing things on the side and then actually doing bigger things, you know? Like, cause there's so much stuff that I need to do for this channel to like make it better, and then no time. I don't know. I don't know if that will fully work, but like, there's a lot of things that I need to get done, and I need to be able to be like, you can do it. Do it now. Yes, excellent. I mean, that's also kind of what I'm doing with this section, because like, I am setting a timer to be like, hey, I have an hour to get this therapy journal done, get my hair dyed, and then get some reading done. Then once that timer hits, we're gonna take a break on the stream. I take a full-on shower, get this hair dye out, see what it fully turns out in the end. Hopefully it ends up looking good, and if not, cry. Then after it'll be like a long thing of Minecraft, and then at some point we're gonna play that hard to make a romantic cartoon, and then I'm gonna end. Gotta finish these posts about some things, maybe get some poetry done, like recorded specifically, not like create more poetry because I need to grow that. And then, but as much as like I say that these are things, we'll see, we'll see. I should also put in the section like, hey, you need to eat at some point. I think I'll just have like a slice of cold pizza. Kind of want cold pizza. There are times where I'm just like, why heat up a pizza? Like, I feel like pizza fresh, it's fine. When it's like, it's been like a day or two old, cold pizza. It's weird. I do enjoy cold pizza sometimes. Oh, but did you? Oh yeah, pizza fresh. Everything, well, I feel like anything fresh hits different. Like if you're gonna have sushi, right? You want to eat that immediately because if you put sushi in the fridge, the rice becomes not crunchy, but like stale. Hey, and Nari, do you have like a go-to pizza? 'Cause I know that for everybody, like they like different things on their pizza. Hmm. So you mean like basically just like a meat lover's pizza in a sense? No veggies. I feel like for me, it varies on the day of like what kind of pizza that I want. I do enjoy pineapple on pizza. Like, it's something that I like, but it's not for everybody, or olive sometimes. Or when you say plain, do you just mean like sauce and cheese, or do you mean like just the just like the crust only? Because there are people who like will order a pizza without any sauce and just like just crust. I'm not saying who, but there's like a whole meme of like just pizza and meatballs, no sauce. Hmm. Well, it's a meme, Anari, if anything. That too, boneless pizza. What about the job, Mari? You have a job? Well, I know you have a job, but like, another job? Or what do you mean? I'm confused. Hey, it was either me or her when it came to like the planar augments, okay? Oh, gotcha. Well, Mari, I feel like no one will ever come. Well, not no one will ever come, but people rarely ever come to whenever I do like a just chatting stream. Like, it's only with people who like have already like followed me for a bit. Like, Kabu Sazai, because Kabu's a friend. Inari, well, Inari's always here at this point now. Well, not always here, but for the most part, almost always here. Which I really appreciate. I should probably say that instead of being like, "You're always here," because that'd just be mean. You're always here unless you're asleep or really engaged into reading something or somewhere really deep in Honkai. And I always feel like you're always playing Honkai. I'm like, how do you have time for always for Honkai? Or like for all these other things? And I'm like, surprised. Gotcha. Must be nice. Must be nice to have a job. One day, I will, once I start reapplying for them.
I want 1/3 of everything you get.
So, Mari, do you want to tell me about your whole adventure? Because, you're doing a lot of things. You want to train, you got to see a concert, you had the food. Like, Mari, do you want to tell about your lovely adventure? Mari, is it because you're old? Have you lost? Yeah, you went on an adventure yesterday. You went to like a whole concert. Didn't you like have a whole plan for like foods and all the other stuff? Like, how was that all? Like, I know like you said it was fun, but like, any more details? At least you told me it was fun. That's it. Mari's like, what adventure? Huh? I did something yesterday? I think it's more of Mari just didn't hear what I said. Like it's like whenever Mari tells me things when we're playing a game, and I'm just like, what are you saying? Huh? What? Huh? I can't believe you would say these things. Gaslight, girl boss, gatekeep. Butterfly capsule? Is it like a section where you're just like encapsulated by butterflies? Like a whole netted area and there's butterflies? And an aquarium? Oh, you went and did everything. Also, what kind of ramen? What kind of boba? Oh, interesting. I would ask, are you one of those people who are afraid of butterflies? But then you went to go see butterflies, so it's like, okay. So does it mean like you're more like a spicy, savory ramen kind of person? Because I feel like for me, I'm more of like a creamy and like savory kind of ramen person. Also, no one was here earlier, so like when I was like re-dyeing my hair and stuff, no one could use anything to change it. Cause I think for 50,000 points, there's a thing where people can pick my hair color the next time I dye things. Technically, today is the next day I dye things. The theme of this month specifically is for mental health awareness. Like I still wanted blue because that's one color I wanted, but I also put in green because green ribbon is apparently for mental health awareness. Hey Mar, with that 21k, you know what you can do with it. You're gonna make me a maid for the next stream. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you could. I'm not saying the maid gets you views, but yes. How can I help you? What is this you call wuxia? What is this? Ba-da-da. Do you have to wait? Or could you spend other things? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Nari, why did you do that? Could have done it on something else. On something else for sure. Oop, 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 oop. Didn't mean to do that. Battle X Fu Club Young Dagger Bisho Tamo Start the Shuriken Play on the Jaku Live on the Great Club do. Is Topaz better than Himiko? Oh yeah, because Pure Fiction's really hard for me to do because I don't have many people who can do like large AoE with tons of damage. Like I need them to. I feel like for my teams right now, it's like I need them to hit me, so I can hit them back, like with Aventurine or with Clara, which also my Clara is getting stronger as well. I see. Oh, oof. Oh no. Not plan, plane. Ugh. Oh. Oh yeah, I bet that's really good. I feel like having eidolons are super important, if anything. Like, the duplicates are super important. Or like, even having just a max duplication. Well, which character would you say it's like having E1 is just like doesn't do much for at all, really? Exactly. Gotcha. Well, currently I haven't focused on any light cones, and I feel like at some point I should. Huh, okay. Gotcha. That's the 10 pages. I don't want to read more. As much as I want to, right now I do not. That's enough. Okay, what time is it? What time do I have left?
Herman prowls around the streets all hours of the night, just like an animal. Maybe he's the vampire. Don't sound any gossip of that, Klingon. Heaven only knows where it might end.
Stretch backbones. You know, I keep forgetting that Bailu is actually like a 5-cost unit. Like for me, I feel like mentally I compartmentalize her as like a 4-cost. I mean, no, it makes you feel better. The only Eidolon I have is the only Eidolon I have for a 5-cost is Adventuring. And that was funny still. But that's besides the point. I mean, this is why you should always do your pulls while you're filming. Unless you have really, really bad luck, then I can't say that. I know some people have really, really bad luck, and that's a whole other species of thing. Well, I guess since I have time, I'm actually gonna do some posts and edits. So I'm gonna put this over here real quick, and then I'm gonna type up and then get that done. I have some time.
We have to be careful.
Probably not 30, but you might get like one of those lucky pulls that people get where it's like they get what's the word? They get like multiple of the same 5 costs, because I saw somebody who was able to get like 3 Aventurines in their 10 pull. Like it was crazy when I saw that.
What is your verdict? Find the defendant guilty.
Well, he didn't
Oh
do it
yeah.
on purpose.
Is it? For who? And what is? I forgot what I didn't look at Adventurion's E1, or at least I can't remember off the top of my head. What happens for it when it gets E1? Oh, gotcha.
What is your...
One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I get this done. You can have like an extra duplicate. I mean, there's always Japard. You can use Japard. Might not have to be the best tank in the world, but he's something. I'm curious, Inari, are there any 5 cost units that you don't have? Well, oh, well, why don't you have Japard? I can feel Inari that you're like slowly looking through and like trying to figure out all the people you don't have. And I'm just like, Inari's thinking, kind of scared.
Welcome.
I feel like I have a lot of tanks right now. I don't have people who deal lots of damage when you think about it when it comes to my team. Mari, I just had a realization. I might be really bad when it comes to red things. Like, I think I've noticed that I'm really bad when it comes to seeing red stuff. Cause, okay, in content warning, I pressed that big old red button, and then in Lethal Company, I saw something red and shiny and thought it was loot, but it was not loot, and then led me to get crushed by a trap. So there's that. Ho ho. Ho ho. Why is not ho ho not kicking in my head? Robin, Sparkle, Jingyuan, Clara, Hard, Fushuan, Danheng, Brunei, Locha, Argentine. Okay. Well, I have 2 of the characters you don't have, but you probably have way more characters that I don't have currently. It's like Black Swan, Kafka, Arsharon. And then our mod disappeared. I see. And Newly Himiko. Gotcha. Alright. So, Anari, and also Mari, if you're here, if you can let like a little pin notification. But I'm pretty much done with my like self-care section. I need to wash out this dye, get some food in me, but we'll be back in like 15 to 30 minutes for some Minecraft for the time being, and then we'll see what else we'll get into. But I'll leave some lo-fi playing in the background, so we'll be right back. And I should probably also wrap the section. Yeah, that's right. That's a thing. Thank you, Naya, for being part of this, and Kabu as well, and Mari for being my mod. And if you see this on YouTube, thanks for watching. But for now, I'll be taking a small break. Be right back.